Cameras are everywhere today. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym into Crypto episode 240. Today is Friday, August 31st, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
10-ish.
Back up in here.
What's going on, Antonio, Dan the Man, Tessa, Moni, Dexter Hand. Happy Friday, everybody.
What's up? What's up? How's it going? People on Facebook,
There we go.
coming on in.
Come on in. All right, for the free Satoshis.
Oh, yeah. So for the free Satoshis, we have a back-to-back winner like the Warriors, Michael the Jedi.
There we go.
Coming in hot with the hot takes. Thanks for your comment in response to our question, which was, do you think CBDCs or central bank digital currencies should be used by the people, and will it affect them, long term? He actually stated that digital currencies are good because it'll teach people about digital currency, and then when they see their choices, ultimately end up choosing Bitcoin, which is my sentiment as well going forward, because you can't really stop a government from issuing them, but you can have people realize what's better. So thank you for that comment. We'll be sending those free Satoshis.
Thank you for that. Fed the Realtor, what's up? Finally able to join live again. There we go. Okay. All right. Top story. We have a dino of the day. They thought they were going to creep out on us because it was a holiday weekend. What is going on with this dino? Who is it and what are they doing wrong?
Oh, yeah. So our dino for today is The Economist. The author remains to be seen simply because they kind of hide it if you don't sign up with their service, which I refuse to do. But they have stated that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are useless, literally useless. They have no use case. Nobody needs to use them.
There's nothing positive about it.
However, the byline right under it says, for blockchains, the jury is still out.
Oh, no, so they didn't.
Here we go. Here we go with the, this is, as soon as you see that headline, you should automatically know whoever wrote this doesn't know what they're talking about. For our warriors, most people are experienced, have been watching us for a while. They know that. But for somebody on the outside looking in, they will read this article. I can see some of my cousins or uncles looking at this right now. See, I was trying to tell you.
Yeah,
and that's all they saw.
The Economist said, it's not Bitcoin, it's blockchain that's going to do it.
And they are more clueless than Craig Wright. So, it's basically one of those things where they go into the speculative nature of cryptocurrency, talks about how the price and mania goes crazy. And honestly, that is how currencies start. If you know how financial markets work, it starts off speculative. Then it moves towards the other means.
No, everybody wanted fiat currency when it first came out. Yeah, exactly. Everybody wanted it.
Yeah, because
being sarcastic.
Yeah, even the St. Louis Fed said fiat isn't. There's no such thing as real money. Even fiat isn't. So with cryptocurrencies, them saying it's useless. I would love for this article to get sent to Venezuela, where people are dying for it. Iran, some of these countries where people are literally risking their safety in order to use it. But this is fake usually when they throw in the fact that blockchains, the jury is still out. So They're basically saying blockchain, not Bitcoin, because like we said, if I did more deep research, I wonder what banks are invested in The Economist or what investment groups are. But we'll see. Just another, blatant statement that's wrong.
And one of the passages here where they're quoted saying, it says, it seems unlikely that this latest boom bust cycle will be the last. Then that means it's going to boom again, which means it's a viable market.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
So you're saying it's going to go up again in the same story. That's crazy.
Yeah, and the article says, with few uses to anchor their value and little in way of regulation, cryptocurrencies have instead become a focus for speculation. Some people have made fortunes as crypto prices have zoomed and dived. Many early punters have cashed out. It seems unlikely that this latest boom bust cycle, like we just stated, will be the last. All right, this is my thing is, no use cases to anchor their value, or with little. This is what they stated, even though it's over 100,000 stores that accept it. There's people that have a store of value, people that mine it, all those different things, and little in the way of regulation. Has anybody been around the last 8 months? They've done nothing but regulate Bitcoin to the T, and that's the reason why they're starting to come after privacy coins, because they've gone after Bitcoin. They've realized they can track it in most cases, but privacy coins they can't. So that is empirically false to the 10th degree, and it's funny that The Economist and other publications still get away with this. Honestly,
what should we give them?
Oh man, they get super rewards for that.
Let's go ahead and give them that loud roar 2 times. There it is. Oh, yeah. It's like the whole editorial team over there right there. I mean, the economists, honestly, they probably are like a lot of dinosaurs over there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, even the article, the words that were used, it seemed like they just got it off, Bitcoin.org's front page and then read a couple articles and then just threw it in there together. But, that's people's opinion. And, that way of thinking is great for people who want to stay in the legacy system. That's cool. Other people, we're moving the train forward. I'm sorry, we got to tug y'all along with us, but we got to go. So.
Yep. See, Alvin Robbins said he was speaking at a GW economic student, speaking to George Washington economic student, and he believes in Bitcoin, but it will never reach mass adoption uses. As people thought about email and the internet. So we'll see.
Everybody always says it's not going to reach mass adoption until it's mass adopted.
Report CBOE to launch Ethereum futures trading later this year.
Oh, yeah.
CBOE Global Markets, the owner of the Chicago Board of Options Exchange and one of the world's largest exchange holding companies, is looking to launch futures for Ethereum. Business Insider reported yesterday, August 30th. Looks like they're aiming to do it toward the end of the year. If you remember, last year, CBOE launched Bitcoin futures in December, where they say they would tame the market, which either by luck or through their innovation, they actually tamed the market. So we'll see what happens with Ethereum. They look like they're going to do the same thing later on this year. It's already September, so it wouldn't be surprising if they did it November, December as well. And they're going to continue to use Gemini's underlying Ethereum market to kind of run that price check on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I'm kind of excited for this only because I can't wait to see if there will be some conflicting ways people view Ethereum. Because if you're talking about speculation, I mean, Ethereum has pretty much no use case technically, because none of the dApps have active users day to day. We rarely see a lot of traffic on the new dApps that are coming, and I'm not saying in the future that won't happen because there is a lot of development on it. It's just from a price standpoint, that asset could be pushed to the ground, or they could be smart and realize this is the bottom for Ether right now.
That may be the only thing.
It always seems to be the futures announcements come whenever there looks like there's a change in the market.
Right.
The first ones,
they're good. They got some good analysis.
They got some good analysis. I mean,
they're good.
That's what they do. I mean, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, CME, they were the first futures. They came in around 6,000. Price went to 20. All of a sudden, CBOE launched around 19. And then they were here until right now we're in that 6,000 range.
And actually, we ended it today, didn't we? Or some of the futures contracts ended like an hour ago.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the funny thing about
and
these
then this
futures.
Story comes out. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing, man. We've seen enough news to know that these people aren't dumb. And the liquidity is lower, so they can affect the market even more. So this news holds more weight.
That is true.
Honestly.
That is wow. That's a good point.
Journalists have a bigger hold than people think in this space. So good to see from CBOE at least exploring it, but we'll see if it actually goes through.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. Yeah, if it goes through, because different market. All right, South Korean province to issue own coin as government says crypto should be accepted.
Oh, man.
Now I'm not saying we told you so, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it was yesterday's shows or a day or two ago. We had just said that some of the moves South Korea were making were not good for the market because it looked as though they were trying to position themselves to have their own crypto. And literally 48 hours later, the government of a South Korean province will issue its own blockchain-based digital currency in a move to replace a state loyalty scheme. Local media actually reported that Monday, August 27th. So, wow. It looks like the spot officials, and again, this is going to be a tough word to pronounce, but I'm going to try. Officials in Gyeongsangbuk-do will partner with blockchain startup Orbs to create Gyeongbuk Coin, which will roll out to consumers in lieu of the existing Hometown Love gift card. So it used to be called Hometown Love gift cards, and they're renaming it Gyeongbuk Coin. Wow, what a transition. Of course, they're saying there's still a lot of problems to be solved when it comes to notifying merchants and educating them on some of the programs and issuing the coins. But they said they're going to move forward, and it looks like the head of the Science and Technology Policy Department of that province said cryptocurrencies, however, are a core technology to be accepted. So
that's great.
Kind of what we said with the CBDCs. This is basically another way of having it. And at the end of the day, now they're starting to actually, I mean, they just did it. They legitimized crypto by saying cryptocurrencies our technology to be a core technology to be accepted. So this is something that, hey, we can't even get around anymore.
Oh yeah, nah. Especially when you have 30% of young adults use it. That's a third of your working population basically saying yes, we use cryptos, we love it. And I think I'm gonna call it Gcoin. If Gcoin gets,
I like that. Thank you.
I ain't going through all that. That's a lot of vowels. But if Gcoin, you know, as far as working in a community, it would be good to see them because they call it the hometown love gift cards. This is an interesting idea. If you have people, for example, you can be issued a cryptocurrency if you clean up a street or if you do something. Yeah, do something that helps the community. Something they can come up with a whole list. Plant a tree. I don't know. Help some children across the street. I don't know. Whatever it is, tutor some kids. What if you do something out the love of your heart instead of getting a tax write-off? You receive these coins.
Oh wow, that's really good.
Then
it happens all the
time. If you want to give a utility, tell businesses that if you accept this coin, they get maybe a if they do have taxes, tax deduction. If you offer discounts for people to use this coin, both parties win because the merchant gets those coins and the merchant or the consumer gets a discount. I mean, it's a lot of ways you could use this Gcoin, and I think that they are ahead of their time as far as being able to use it in a utility way because most places they talk about it. Akon's talked about his own coin.
Right.
A few other ones have talked about their own coin, but don't really see how it could work without that push behind it. And South Korea has it. South Korea really loves cryptocurrency.
Again, it's one of those things where a lot of people saw the writing on the wall. Here it is, and this, as you said, months ago now, this is about to be like that test bed. Mm-hmm. Other countries, other provinces are going to say, all right, let's give it a few months, give it a few weeks, however long we're going to take. And let's see if this program works. Let's see how fast merchants adopt it. Do they understand the technology? How much support is needed? Et cetera, et cetera. They're about to analyze this market, and then they're going to go back, fix it up, and release it in their own province or their own country with the same thing, but a little bit better in their view. So
absolutely,
something to definitely track because it's coming to a province, city, region, state near you soon.
Oh yeah.
Japanese e-commerce major Rakuten to acquire local crypto exchange Everybody's Bitcoin. Japanese e-commerce giant Rakuten, which has a market capitalization of over 12.5 billion, has revealed a 265 million yen, a $2.4 million deal to acquire domestic crypto exchange Everybody's Bitcoin in an announcement published August 31st. Looks like Everybody's Bitcoin so far in the fiscal year of March 30, 2018, they reported a loss of around $444,000 and $200, excuse me. So for them to be able to come up out of that and with a quick $2.4 million possible buyout, everybody's winning. Exchange already up and running. Rakuten, who looks like they wanted their own exchange, finally has one. And if you remember, they were actually in the news the last couple of years because they've already said that they want their own cryptocurrency and their own blockchain-based loyalty program, which we'll see a lot more places start to have as well.
Oh, yeah. And I think Rakuten is smart because Japan introduced the FISA, the FSA, the actual thing you need in order to become an exchange, which is crazy because I think what they're doing is some of these countries where they introduce these bills. Oh yeah, thanks for that, crypto head.
Method and Red Man, Good Friday.
Oh yeah. Funny. In these places where you have to do it, you can kind of scout the companies that have infrastructure but don't pass the law, and then you can just acquire it for $2 million, and then I'm sure they'll make that in the first month. I mean, that's basically nothing for an exchange. So it is good to see, some of these smaller companies getting infrastructure in place, get your money. But at the same time, these big companies are buying up exchanges. We've already seen Circle buying up Poloniex. We've seen, some of these other exchanges getting bought, pretty easily. So it's not really a big surprise Rakuten is doing the same thing.
And I mean, that's actually a good mid-level play. Like when I say if you're like a mid-level businessman, businesswoman, whatever, and you have a few million or, your program, you can start an exchange. I mean, now's the time to start. All you need literally is just to get a little bit of volume. You don't have to go crazy, but just have a working exchange where one of these big companies can say, thanks, we don't have time to figure out how to build it or hire the right people or interview process. You got it, good. Here's $3 million. You be on your way, and we'll flip this thing to $100 million, however much they plan on making with it.
Oh yeah.
Dexter Hand said, thanks for the information on Brave and DuckDuckGo is great.
Oh yeah.
Yes, both those are great.
Yeah, definitely.
What's going on, Sergeant Crypto? And again, thanks again, Crypto Head, for that tip. Ripple versus Square versus IBM and Stellar. Right? Let them face off.
Oh, man.
All right, it's Japan. We're staying in Japan right now. Japanese police to fund crypto criminal tracking tool. Again, I mean, it's funny how these stories is like just literally line up. You have you got South Korea issuing its own coin. You know, Japan's Rakuten's acquiring exchange. Of course, Line was back in the news today because they're officially up and running with their own in-house digital cryptocurrency. And then the Japanese National Police Agency comes in and says, slow down. We're actually funding a development of a new software to help track individuals behind illicit crypto transactions. Basically, they said they want to work with a private, they want to outsource this to a technological development of in the private sector. And they hope to find more criminals. As they said, more criminal cases have been coming up that involve Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. They're hoping this software will help track the flow of blockchain transactions and flag suspicious and visualize and locate the individuals sending or receiving the cryptocurrency. Again, is one of those things where they're trying to figure out who address belongs to who.
Yeah, I mean, they've had this software out. I think chain analysis, we actually had them in one of our newsletters. This technology's been out. However, I'm sure that the governments want, all the governments that I've seen, they have some sort of software or some team in place to track crypto transactions. However, I don't believe that these governments should be a part of that because you're paying tax money to track crypto transactions for illicit use of cryptocurrencies when we've already seen it's 0.1% of crime in the world. I mean, this is kind of a waste of money going forward. Maybe catching the big fish is what they're going for, but honestly, this is how Skynet starts. I mean, they start with, we're only looking for the big criminals, and then it starts turning into, well, you're one of those criminals. I mean, the price of Bitcoin goes up, and they're like, oh yeah, you might be one of those people. So this is how it starts. To me, this is sort of one of those things where they just slide it in there. Underneath all the good news, they just slide this in there, like, oh yeah, by the way, we are tracking it. So that's Japan for you.
And one thing you just said that we just need to highlight one more time, reports have already stated is less than 1% of criminal activity or, criminals using Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies for criminal activity. So right now, there is no point for regulators to be meeting. There's no point of having this NASAA where the U.S., Canada, and Mexico teamed up. They do over 200 Operation Crypto sweeps. There's no need for the Japanese police agency to do this. There's no need for none of it. It's less than 1%. Yeah. And to be honest, of that 1%, or whoever that is doing a criminal, a large amount of those criminals are happy being criminals. Yeah. They know they're criminals. They, you probably already have mugshots. They don't care if you know who they are. They're gonna keep criminaling. You know what I mean? They're gonna keep being what they are. Like
criminal, And honestly, if they know what they're doing, you're not gonna get your hands on that crypto.
Of course, the best criminals out there, you're not gonna find out who they are
at all.
And once you do find out who they are, usually if they're making enough money, then the country figures out a way to have a hands-off policy, which is why so many criminal things are still so rampant. So, again, this is one of those ways, as Bitcoin, they said, get Skynet up and running fully. But
that's how it starts.
We're trying to protect yous. Yes, thank you, KH. Smash that like and share button, people.
Make sure you do it.
Smash it. Let's see. Oh man, we had to talk about this just because of the picture itself. If you're listening to us on a podcast, make sure you check out this live stream when you get a chance. McAfee's Bitcoin wallet drops unhackable claim, bug bounty after backlash.
Yeah, don't say.
The picture of McAfee right now, oh my goodness. For those who are listening to us, he has a picture where he's surrounded by, 7 different women, all various ethnicities and look all different ways, dressed different. He has a white substance around his nose and mouth, and he has a bunch of pistols on the table and a bag of bath salts. And I know that because it says bath salts right next to some of the guns on the table. So I guess they wanted to highlight who was the chairman and CEO of the Unhackable Wallet, who exactly he was. So
yeah, that's what you're dealing with.
They did a great job of highlighting who he was, but after weeks of claiming that his cryptocurrency wallet was unhackable despite being continually disproven, Bitfee has now raised its hands in the air in surrender. What is going on with Bitfee?
Well, it states here, effective immediately, we will be removing the unhackable claim from our brand, which has caused a significant amount of controversy. The tweet where, while our intention has been to unite the community and accelerate the adoption of digital assets worldwide, we realize that some of our actions have been counterproductive to that goal. That was beautiful. 2 PR sentences,
right? Wasn't it? We know we messed up on,
yeah.
but
whatever. Like we said in the last time when we talked about it being hacked or being unhackable.
Yeah, they had to watch us because they
great media. That was great marketing. Sorry, and we've always said that John McAfee is good at marketing. I mean, that's one of the things that separates him from some of the other people you think are crazy in the market, whatever. He's still a great marketer. I mean, he can get the ball rolling. And whenever he claims something's hackable, he basically brought all the best hackers to him, and they came out. A lot of them showed, that they could do it. Had the bounty up. They've actually taken down the bounty now, $250,000. But it is good that, they're coming back and saying, okay, nothing's unhackable, which everybody should know that. If you've been in any type of computer class or heard anything we've said, there's no such thing as something that's unhackable. It's just as close to unhackable as it can get. So, that was a good marketing scheme, and it got people to talk about it, so he succeeded. That's it.
And, okay, yeah, that I figured that was his wife. I couldn't remember. Somebody said that's his wife on the right.
Yeah, in
there
the blue.
We go. Yeah. I thought that was her because from the little documentary.
Yeah.
One of the things we mentioned that they will probably do that it looks like they are doing, it looks like Biffy has now indicated that it will be hiring an experienced security manager to confirm the vulnerabilities which security researchers identified. So first of all, clearly they didn't have an experienced one there to confirm it because they would have confirmed it already. And secondly, that's one of the things that we said. We was like, whoever hacks it, they're literally just going to hire them or figure out who these people are so they know who they are as far as competitors in the cybersecurity space. And that worked. That was his own honeypot. So looks like if you were one of the people who hacked into the wallet or, raise some awareness about it, you might have a chance of just getting a job and getting on the shield train.
Yeah. That's pretty much the only option you got right now because, going forward, I think, with these wallets, we'll see more people make crazy claims. Right. I mean, if you listen to John McAfee marketing-wise, hey, you can learn something from him. Just make unreasonable claims and then watch people. I mean, it's literally what trolling is. Make unreasonable claims and then watch people argue with you for days and weeks. And all they keep doing is just increasing the profile of it. So it's good to see from John McAfee from a marketing standpoint, and we'll see how BitFi works out.
So a couple of comments. Ray Thomas said, why don't we ever report on the good news of Ripple? And the crypto head said, or VeChain. Well, we actually really don't report on the news of any specific coin anymore. Yeah. In our newsletters, we talk about it a bit. In the group, we talk about it in a bit. But publicly, we haven't really, I don't think we talk about any specific coin.
No. Yeah,
that I can think of. Every now and then we shout out Dogecoin because we think it's a good project.
It's fun.
And it's fun. Yeah, and it's fun, which is there.
But, we don't really shield coins or discuss them in detail on this show. But, if Ripple, if you like it.
We talk about the company Ripple now, and that's because they're in the news every day. Brad Garlinghouse, I mean, that's something. No, we don't never necessarily talk about Ripple itself.
But, because XRP itself, as far as good news.
And they are using the interledger protocol, which is something to look into. I mean, that's supposed to be decentralized and all that good stuff. So
yeah, but our audience isn't banks.
So there it is. And then also Cryptohead asked about T-Food and Relax. Any thoughts? I have not even heard of those yet.
I have not heard of them. They said new ICOs.
They said through the grapevine. Yeah. So we haven't been talking about a lot of new stuff anyway. Also, someone said, Torrent J Playlist was talking about the Japanese National Police, and he said that's a honeypot. Yeah. We believe you for sure.
Yeah, we believe it. Oh, yeah.
All right, now for the fun news. Of course, you may have heard already, Bitcoin gets a mention on rapper Eminem's new album, Kamikaze. For those who follow hip-hop or rap or just Eminem in general, if you know, his last album or two haven't been the greatest according to some of his fans and folks out there who listen to music, I guess. Eminem came back out with some very good tracks these last 24 hours. If you're in LA, you already know he must have sent it directly to the DJs because LA radio played him last night before
he connected his Bluetooth
to the radio station. Before it was on YouTube and stuff. It was like out here in LA. And then this morning, of course, everybody's talking about it. But rapper Royce the 5'9", Detroit's own, shout out to Royce. He mentioned Bitcoin in a quick statement. He said, remember everybody used to bite nickel. Now everybody doing Bitcoin. Of course, it's made the news because Eminem, who is a huge superstar, for it to be on not only his album, but also on one of his popular songs on the album, will just add for more adoption to it.
Oh yeah, yeah. And in the music game, we've seen a lot of musicians come out and state that they like cryptocurrency. We've seen Nas invest in Coinbase. We've seen Katy Perry and I forget her name, but they accept Monero for their CDs. We've seen Childish Gambino. We've seen plenty. And outside of the endorsement coins, some of the people who endorse smaller coins, it's good to see rappers talk about Bitcoin or say it in songs, because a lot of kids, or a lot of younger kids, they hold on to everything that they do. And if they're going to hold on to the way they dress, the way they speak, the drugs they use, the activities they do, if you start talking about Bitcoin, what do you think these young kids are going to start looking at?
Right.
Bitcoin. And that's one of the good things I've seen from rappers stating it, or I saw Future put Bitcoin on his Instagram, because in Atlanta, Bitcoin is huge. I mean, Bitcoin ATMs, a lot of people have meetup groups, and then it goes over to the hip hop world, and that's how you get Migos talking about Bitcoin in the Rolling Stone, Future's talking about it. A lot of these hip hop artists that go forward will be mentioning Bitcoin. I can promise you that.
And yes, Dan the man, come on. You all be taking our news before we can say it, all right?
Oh, yeah.
We definitely wanted to give a shout out to Big Sean, because this was overlooked by a lot of people. But Big Sean gave a serious shout out to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general. Literally, what, 2 months ago? About 2.5 months ago? Yeah, so the video was published June 23rd. I think this song itself came out around early June, but YG's Big Bank featuring 2 Chainz, Big Sean, and Nicki Minaj.
We're gonna pool party song of the year.
Right, for real, yeah. But yeah, Big Sean gave it a shout, and like literally no one covered it. And again, shout out to Big Sean. He's from Detroit. So Royce the 5'9" from Detroit on the Eminem song. Big Sean, who also knows Eminem, shout out. But yeah, got to play that real quick to give him some love. Let's see. All right, that's enough, Big Sean.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so Big Sean, if you heard him, he said, he might buy his girl some red bottom shoes, which are a little bit expensive, with some crypto, and he said 2 or 3 coins he could pay for a whole college semester.
Oh yeah.
Give a shout out to Big Sean for that. All right,
big shout out to Big Sean.
You talk about.
Thank you for that. Let's go.
Because again, as you said, for younger people who are listening to it who might not know what Bitcoin and crypto is, or women who are listening to it, first they're like, wait, you can buy some red bottoms of this Bitcoin. Let me research this.
Yeah.
And then for college students, you hear somebody say 2 or 3 coins you can pay for a semester. Again, let me see what this guy is talking about here.
Hey, man, like I said, I've told people before in college, start mining now. 4 years later, you can pay off your tuition or pay off your student loans. I'm pretty sure if you get started. But yeah, this is great to see. It's good to see rappers actually say it in the song. I'm waiting to see an official like Bitcoin song that's from a popular rapper. We've seen some from other people that are smaller. Shout out to them for putting out music, but that's one of those things. More popular artists, the more they say it, that's definitely gonna get out there.
There we go. KH Team Burners. That's how you know somebody's from Detroit for real. Talk about some burners, some Fago, something like that. All right, I don't want my accent to come out, people. Anyway,
Satoshi69. That is hilarious.
Oh, that is pretty funny. That's actually a pretty good rap name.
That is a pretty good rap name.
Somebody needs to switch their username to that.
Satoshi69. That's hilarious.
Wow. All right. So what are we doing for the for the free Bitcoin today?
Well, the free Bitcoin. I did have one where I did want to discuss tracking crypto, but since we got into hip hop and crypto, just have some fun on Friday. Give us 4 bars, your best crypto bars.
Jay said he hit us with something before too.
4 bars. That's all we want.
What's a bar first? What's a bar?
It's a line. Just a line. Just
4 lines.
4 lines that. If you have made a rap song, just 4. We don't want your whole chorus and what you've been writing.
We don't need your life story.
We don't need the bridge and playing an A flat. Just 4 bars of your best crypto rap. It could be about any of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin in general. It could be about something that we've discussed, Dinos of the Day, who cares?
Oh, there we go.
We'll look at the best ones and we'll send those free Satoshis. So
go ahead, give them 4 real quick.
Nah, I'm good. I don't rap. I listen to
I don't rap. I'll give them 2. You give them 2.
I don't.
Hey, give us some good ideas, people. Oh, Jamal J's already on it. Jamal J's. Oh, I'm not going to try to rap this. You can read the comments on our YouTube, people. All right. Other than that, you all have a happy Friday.
Absolutely.
And we'll actually see you back here on Tuesday. Monday is Labor Day. Have a happy Labor Day weekend. If you're signed up on our email list, make sure you look out for that. For those who are members, who have previously been members, we're going to throw you a little something special. And then for those who are just on the email list, we'll be pushing out some videos as well. So make sure you pay attention this weekend. It's a good weekend to catch up on some old videos and learn some new stuff in the space.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Have a good one.